Yeah, it was really interesting.
Yeah, I love that. That's what, like we were talking last night in the study group. You can go back, you can see, you're able to,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost down if you, you can get down to the day you met. Like, what was your card? What was his card? It's so dope. It's so dope.
And we're live.
I haven't gone there yet, but yeah, I could do that. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but then and last night, then when I was waiting, I chatted with Rashad a little bit just to confirm the Sunday and talk about this. What part of the cards information to put into this book I'm writing, and I want to talk to you about that too, but maybe not right now because we're late. But I was offered a job, and my husband said to me when he got out, he goes, "Well, look at the cards. Like, what do the cards say?"
Yes.
What the heck?
I love it. That is, yes.
What does that card mean? Like, it was just really funny.
Oh, he's a king of clubs, right? Oh, yeah. He's
like a king of diamonds. He's a king
of, that's right. Your combination is the king of clubs. That's right. That's right. But still, that 8 of clubs and Saturn, he's like, woo, give me all the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if I really want the job now. I was kind of accepting it wasn't going to happen. He's like, wait a minute, though. What are the cards say?
I freaking love it. That's dope. Yay, Miles.
You guys would like that. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, man. Study group was really dope last night. That was really fun. I really like doing this. I really do.
It's so great. And like the amount of energy and passion, and she just goes, you talk about an Energizer bunny. Jesus Christ. Talk about it. She's like Miss Energizer Bunny over there. It's so great.
I love it. I literally could be there all day. I could literally do this all day long. And that's like, if I can help anybody with anything, like find that in your life that you could do all day long and not like miss anything else. Whether you make money or not is irrelevant to me, but I love it so much. I love the information. I love the insights that can happen, the aha moments, the, oh my God, that makes sense. I think that's the coolest.
Too. The sensibility is my favorite. But in brief, in the book, there's a section called The Meaning Makers, a new chapter. And I want to be able to put the cards from the voices of people like yourself, or Rashad, really how these cards brought meaning to life and how these things can help us understand who we are and why we're here.
Yeah.
The book is written in my philosophy of growing your seed like a tree. But then there's a chapter about living your truth and needing to have meaning makers to understand who you really are. And I want the cards to be a big player in that because I do see them going forward with everything I do.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's dope. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Go ahead.
7 of Spades week. What is today? A 4 of clubs day. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it just goes into what you all was just talking about. When I look at the 7 of Spades, it is, of course, the card of business. I know, it is a money maker, but it can't be too materialistic, and it kind of piggybacking off writing from last week. I kind of ended it talking about jumping off and having faith down, and the 7 of Spades is also like a heavy faith card spiritually, I think. Every time I think of it, I think of like this Buddhist temple, not temple, but the skeleton that's like that's on fire and that's meditating,
Skeleton on fire meditating?
Yeah,
that's a visual.
That's really a visual.
What the
fuck? 7 of Spades for you?
Yeah, it's a mural in
that's the Ace of Spades and Mercury. There's a skeleton, but he's on fire.
Yeah, it's a mural, and it's a mural. It's not my original. It's a mural in LA that I like outdoor, and I forgot what I was doing, but it's just that. And then I go back to when Madeline had the 7 of Spades. I don't know where she had it, or maybe it just that correlation. It's like that's how I remember the cards, is making correlations, of course. But I believe you may have had the 7 of Spades, but you went on this trip with a whole bunch of women,
Yeah, that's the moon dance when I had the whole, and it fell on the 7 of Spades. Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, and you went on, and during the trip, you went through like this spiritual transformation internally, physically and spiritually, with the group. It was like realigning yourself to a higher purpose kind of outside of yourself almost, and seeing the importance, because you would think of it, because I don't know, I don't want to project, but I think you didn't want to go at first, and you was kind of standoffish a little bit, and as far as like
Me?
it was
Me?
kind of like
Standoffish? I don't know what you're talking about.
well, I thought you was describing like you was an outlier almost. You didn't like you
Yeah,
didn't want to
I don't
be dependent upon
necessarily have.
followers.
Yeah, I didn't grow in the traditions, and I sometimes feel somewhat outside of it because of the more like my as we saw last night in Gina's class, my Saturn and Pisces in the fourth house way. I mean, my Cryon and Pisces in the fourth house way. Like I have my own way of doing things. So yeah, you're right. So I definitely became included through the process and had moments where I was just like, why am I here? Why am I doing this to myself? I'm not doing this to myself anymore. And then it went to another side that I was like, oh, that's why I'm doing this for myself.
And that
That,
Seven of Spades is your supporting karma card for life.
yeah.
So, and I love, we're talking about the Seven of Spades. It's your week. I talk about that a lot, knowing the weekly energy and how it's, significant to you. And don't you have like a long range 7 this year too? So, and I'm not like, it doesn't have to be that suit. It's that number. It's that energy. It's that imprint of what that frequency brings. So connecting it this week to your year, how that relates to you being your supporting karma card is what this work is, doing that and bringing that together.
So I should take the job.
Yeah,
If it's gonna bring you what, you know what I mean, like that feeling, sure, absolutely.
I think what Gina was saying earlier too, like finding something that gets you so excited, and I can be very hypocritical about this as well because we just live in a materialistic world. It makes it hard to recognize our spiritual journey and be comfortable outside of the return that it gives you financially, because if you look at the Seven of Spades, it's challenged by the Eight of Diamond,
But it also transforms into the Eight of Diamonds.
Oh, really?
So that's it right there. Like that you have, like when you have that faith and you love it, and it's a thing, like it's a duty, I could do this all day, whether I make $1 million or $1. That Eight of Diamonds is gonna come in for you. You know what I mean? You will be provided for. You will be successful. It's inevitable, but you have to have faith. You have to have that. Like I can sit here and do this all day long, and I know I like, and that to me, like that Eight of Diamonds is like, it'll fulfill, whether it's through financially, paper money, or just that word, that value that you bring to it, the resources that you may be able to have, the connections you can make. Yeah, it's powerful.
Well, I
And
do it all day long. God knows. I do talk to people all day long, and I was doing it even before I was a therapist. So I've always been talking to different people all day. So, yeah, I do love it, and I do love adding the cards to it too. So it's not a matter of not loving it. Like I said to Rashad, I think it's a comfort game. I'm adding more
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and comfort at times is king, right, or queen.
yeah.
Queen. So just recognizing that in change, there will be discomfort, but there will be growth, and there will more than likely be abundance.
And don't you have a 4 in Pluto? Isn't your Pluto card
Four
for life
spades.
a 4? Yeah. So getting out of that comfort box, stuck, right? That's big part of your transformation, to unstick yourself, uncomfortable, get uncomfortable, to get to then create more comfortability, right? Yeah.
Are we going live? Oh, we are live. Oh, I didn't even know we were live. Oh my God, what did I say? No, just kidding.
Yeah, kind of like the Uranus Saturn like thing. I always say in the Seven of Spades sits Uranus, right? It's like um we have to remember that Uranus is also a part of Saturn. So it has structure, discipline, but it moves out of those things that doesn't fulfill us no more. The things that doesn't aid to us. We have to grow and let go of those things, and adapt change and bring on new skills or whatever it may be, you know. So without the graduation or going through the journey, first you have to complete the race, but then, like I said, kind of let go of the things that doesn't fulfill you anymore, you know.
And with that eight of diamonds, like in the, we were talking about that in the study group last night. See, when I connect like how certain, like the sevens, three of them transform into eights, I see it bigger. You know what I mean? I see like the sevens, because it can be that swing of faith or fear, right? And eights are an infinite source of energy. You're either going to be an infinite source of abundance, eight of diamonds, whether that's materialistically, or whatever, or you're going to be an infinite source of lack, right? Which then can be greed. That eight of diamonds can then turn into the greed, because you're coming from, I don't have enough, so I have to come and take over and take yours and take yours and take yours, because I don't have enough, because I'm operating from a space of lack, a space of fear. It's you have to have faith even when you can't see it coming into fulfillment yet. It's literally planting that mustard seed and letting it, you can't just sit there and wait for it to grow. You gotta walk away from it and trust that seed that you planted will bloom. When is really, and that's the test, right? That's the test. Is can you can you wait? Can you have faith in the seeds that you've planted to know that they will come to fruition? And if you, it's almost like you kind of drag it longer, because the universe is really trying to teach you to trust in that intention, because the sevens again are the like they're the law of attraction. You know what I mean? So if you're putting out that I don't have enough, this is not gonna work, he'll never call or she'll never, like, whatever it is, whatever that internal thing is, that's then exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah,
and sometimes it comes when it comes, you know what I mean? Because I definitely have kept faith with some things that I'm like are coming in now. I'm like, boy, that was still coming. It just was coming when it was coming. Go ahead, Rashad. Sorry.
no, you fine. Yeah, cause it also has a 6 as a in Pluto, right? I
Probably.
yeah, it
It
has.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah, the six of clubs.
and
So patience, timing.
yeah, so patience is, I think, is pretty important for that card, and that sits Neptune.
And then even more too, the result is the six of spades. So when you wait, when you have that time, when you trust in the timing, you trust in that alignment. And that's the thing too with the sevens. I've learned, if you're attached to a specific thing or a person or way it's going to be, that's when that disappointment and that, like, woe is me, or the victim mentality, whatever it is that comes in, that because what the seven is trying to because again, if you have this expectation or this vision of or what you want it to be, and what you want it to be may not be the best thing for you. So if that's not working out, that's where that having that faith, that trust, trusting in the alignment, those sixes, trusting in the timing come into play. Because you have to, like, if this isn't working, let that go, right? And see it for what it really is. And then then you realize that not working is actually a blessing, because I was actually meant to be here doing this or whatever, whatever it may be. So yeah, that's why sevens and nines travel together. It's showing you, like, what you think you need may not be exactly what you do need to get you to your next growth, whatever, development, opportunity, whatever it is. So the universe will then almost force you to become unattached if you don't, and that's where those sevens can really be, a bitch.
But let you like mention that the 9 of diamonds behind it. That's like losing your job.
Mm-hmm. But having faith that loss is going to actually bring you to the better thing that you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also within that, being greedy, not holding on to money and resources and letting it go and investing into yourself, or whatever it may be. Like you said, you're so held on, or penny pinch that you don't release or you don't invest into yourself, because seven of spades is a big money card, and they really shouldn't be greedy,
Hmm.
looking at the greedy ones around them. And the seven of spades can definitely be someone that is penny pitching, that's holding on to their money. Like James said, worried, looking at the lack that's around them. But if you look at them and their card, it's like they have nothing but like is definitely the card of spiritual victory. It
Hmm.
has diamonds, seven of diamonds. I mean, nine of diamonds behind it, king of diamonds, supporting it, right, and then the eight of diamonds challenging it, and then it transforms into the eight of diamonds. You know, so it's like,
That's money, 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 money. I mean, that's right. Like, yeah.
so that, and then like you said, the enemy is themselves. I was talking to somebody last night, not last night, a couple days ago, and we were speaking. And I was like, "This is like your lottery ticket." And I was like seven, 10 of diamonds. I see those eight of diamonds, nine of diamonds. So very lucky. Definitely, I think associated with the lottery in some type of way as well. But I was like, this is your lottery ticket. Like, you're in this. It's not like you're veering off of your destiny or your path to things, something that you want to do or you see yourself doing. You just have to change the way in which you're doing it. Like, you're so attached to performing this job or having this particular title that you're not looking that you could actually be a conduit in a whole different type of way as far as management within that same energy you know but you're so fixated and stubborn and stuck on being something else. Like,
Hmm.
I feel like this is like your lottery ticket. Like, this could be something where you can take your skills and your ability to and consult with and learn a new task and being able to give that back to people. Because one thing that we do is get caught up on our selfish needs and our selfish gains, whether that's materialistic or maybe a title as well. So it's definitely one of those cards. You There's a higher purpose. Sevens in the space all about spiritual purpose and a higher purpose that's outside of yourself. That's one thing about the nine of diamonds. Like, they're money hungry. It's they'll use you for everything you got. If they could, just to make sure they can save themselves or keep their head over water. But they have to look at the infinite well of money or wealth that's kind of around them, and they have people around them that can support them. And the worst enemy is their self, 9 times out of 10. And it has the two of clubs and Mercury, so they'll debate their way or into or out of anything. you know so you can be your own worst enemy by your thought patterns, the way you think about yourself, everything. And it could maybe look or seem like someone else, but usually it's just a reflection. It's all right. Because twos is the conversation.
So then in a seven, in the average life, right? Like in the world that we're living in, what do you think's happening in a big picture, right? Because we're in a seven of spades week. Like, how do you think it's affecting everybody? Like, based on what's happening, like, do you think that people are deepening their faith? Do you think that people are trying to like hold their money? Like, I'm just hearing some of the things you're saying, and I'm thinking about it in a collective way.
The way I look at it, I look at collective energy as a opportunity. You know, I don't look at it as a. It's like, if there's a football on the field, I'm into sports, right? There's a football on the field, right? And like, it's a secret game, because there's there's no one telling you these things. It's kind of like the six of spades week I was talking about. There's foreshadows. There's things, visions. There's things that tell you things. But if you totally ignore those things, you're going to miss the lesson. You're going to miss the opportunity. So it's like there's something on the field that's waiting for you and for you, but you don't get it, you don't see it completely, you know, you don't understand the value of that particular thing. So in general, yes, I think the week or the energy is around what you just stated, or your path, or what you were saying, right? As like you're contemplating or looking at your higher purpose, you know, and have to go through this debate or this pool of, you know, is it the material value of things, or is it the spiritual value of things? What am I earning? What am I gaining? Am I being fulfilled? You know, um,
Mhm.
or it could be conversation like we're having, people having these same conversations, and it makes you think about yourself, you know. For me, what you think? Or,
What was the question? I'm sorry. For the Seven of Spades week, right? We're
yeah,
talking about the
It's
like
like how,
collectively.
yeah, like what my people might notice in their life during a Seven of Spades week. Like I know we're talking about
Oh,
our spades, so it's like, would it be that I got to keep my money close, or I got to trust and go for my spiritual thing, or is that the high and low side, right? Because everybody's being affected by these energies, whether we know it or not. It's like astrology, right? So
mhm.
some of the themes that might come up, I mean, I'm in a specific one because of my game and where I'm at, that, you know, agent stage in the sevens, but just in general. So what would you notice in a Seven of Spades week? And so based on what Rashad was sharing, I was like, is it that you want to keep your money, or you trust and you're going to get more? Like the Eight of Diamonds, you're always going to have more. Like, how do you like play it when this energy's going on for the most, you know, best play with the
Slow
card?
down, take your time, because it is the card of accidents. So you may see more because people aren't paying it. They're not in. The biggest thing with the sevens is not being in the present moment, not being in the now. So while you're driving, and if you're thinking about all the crap you have to do, or how much money you don't have or do have, or the bills coming in, or the kids need this, and you're not in the present moment. And so that is what leads you to that. I always pay attention to that. And for people who I do readings for, when they have heavy sevens in general in their spread, I'm always saying you stay present, because if not, you then, it's not that you're gonna, I would never like lead you to being in fear. It's just being aware. You know, it's like we're under like it's raining all day. So even just being out driving. And we also know, if you're aware of the astrology, Mars and the sun are coming together. Mars and Uranus were doing stuff. So it is that more aggressive, go, get out of my way type energy. So I'm naturally like that when I drive. So I have to be more aware like I'm much more aware this week to not be as aggressive, because I realize that, you know, we all are under this energy. So I definitely am more aware of it when this one comes up. Because again, if you're not present, you then are distracted and you leave yourself open to being susceptible. And it's not even just car accidents. When you're dealing with that Mars and Uranus, you got to watch when you're cutting up vegetables, slice your finger. You know, the Seven of Spades can deal with like headaches, toothaches. So you may have been dealing with any kind of aches and stuff like that. It's a health card too. When you think about it, it's a spade. So if there is anything that you are habit bad habits. I love the spades. The Seven of Spades is like a natural cleansing energy, because you realize like, well, this isn't good for me anymore. That's why those nines are always right there. Let it go, get rid of it, release it, you know. So I look at it as an opportunity to release any fears, doubts, negativity, but also more importantly, the superpower of that seven is being in the moment, being in the now, and watching that energy literally be able to manifest, because you're not in a lack state, you're in a present state, and that's the law of attraction.
yeah, and it's funny you said that. Also, I was just watching something on Instagram yesterday, and someone was saying that Michael Jordan's greatest gift was not his athleticism, not how high he jumped. It was the fact that he was always in the moment. He was always present in the moment, and analyzing what was going on around him. You know, and so yeah, and Michael Jordan is a eight of diamonds. It's- yeah,
They
most
have
definitely.
the seven of clubs that supports it. They have a lot, eight of diamonds. So we were just talking a lot about that. We've been talking about that number, that in class, and then The last class we talked a lot about the 8 of diamonds, and that 7 of clubs that supports it. The 7 of diamonds is their cosmic moon. They have a lot of that 7 energy. 7 of spades is connected to them too because of the transformation card. So, they, again, I like, eights don't, they're a very strong energy, but they have to be strong in that conviction that they don't have to force, they don't have to push, they don't have to bully, they just allow, and it's interesting too, because when you think about sports, it's more of it's mental than anything. So he tapped into that 7 of clubs for sure, and built himself a dynasty. Really, 8 of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely the accidents. The 9 of diamonds is also associated. So there's any 9 of diamonds out there that could be
Yeah.
watching up at 7 of spades and Mercury. So when you travel, and that can definitely be a thing. Car accidents, and like you said, slow down. It has a 6 of clubs and the 6 of spades there. We were just kind of talking about that last week, right?
And that's like I said, the 7s go to the extreme. So you're driving, you're mad, and you're driving, and you're hauling ass, and you're, whatever you got going on, you're actually not doing what you're not focusing on the task at hand, because you got all this, or if you're yelling at your kids, or you're cussing out the person who whatever, you're not in that present moment of driving. You're thinking, and you're distracted, and you're bad out of hell. Maybe you're in a hurry, you're rushing, right? And those 6 of clubs, 6 of spades is very deeply connected to that 7.
Yeah, another 7 thing and 9 thing is cussing at the kids, or 2 of clubs, cussing at the kids, getting worrying about things. I wouldn't say that you shouldn't be worried about, but I think 7s can be very mundane as well. Like you said, they can worry about other people's issues and things that they probably shouldn't or should be. I wouldn't say should be. I can say there's a concern because it's a service oriented card. So I feel like there is a challenge of being self-centered and focused on yourself, but also caring too much about other people business, on a negative level. Like I said, there's a spiritual level of helping and caring, and then there's a mundane level of helping and caring. That's being gossipy, you know.
Yes.
And so a person that gossips a lot, or people that gossips a lot, because 7s are truth tellers. They are, I think, 7, 6 of clubs, they are worried about the truth, and so there is a immediate or care to spread the word. So I think there's this thin line, a very thin line between chatty patty, someone that's socially active, yeah, someone socially active, and trying to do it on a positive scale, on a positive level, because I think that's where the higher and the mundane thing kind of splits people. Are you working from a higher purpose of trying to help, using your social skills, or being that Aquarius, going out into the community or helping people, teaching people, or are you being the one that is being cold, that is just being telling people, just being rude, for no reason, and trying to threat people out of your and out of just being self-centered, or serving yourself. You're not trying to help people on a major scale, or in any type of way, except for just how it affects you, or because you just feel like you want to tell people what to do. So there's a very thin line, I think, with the 7 of spades, because they also talk. They have a 2 of clubs in Mercury. They're going to be in a job, or they're going to have to communicate to people. They're going to, and I think also book says that, like, they can be get into situations where they're working under a person, or they're kind of like the middle person for something, either for trade, commerce, or whatever it may be. But they're in communication. They're the middleman in some type of way, or the person that is relaying the message, or they are the messenger themselves. A lot of times that they become preachers. So that's one thing we don't like about preachers, is the judgment that it comes with sometimes. So I think judgment without correction, or showing someone how to do something, is just negative. To judge someone without offering some type of practical.
Yeah. Yeah, that if anything's been shaking off the barnacles of my story, it's that. It's the use of judgment on myself and others, and the way that it's limited the ability to be present and flow. So I totally identify with that. Yeah, just not even noticing like little judgments, especially between Miles and I, just because they build up over time, and you're like, wow, it was really so much of what was between us just judgments. Like, what are we holding that for? Like, what is that? What of ourself or someone else? Like, how do you even see the sun and what's happening? If you're in judgment, you kind of got like a smudge on your glasses.
And like I'm in between, like, cause I don't look at it as something negative, and that's the queens and the kings. And that's sometimes that why I think it's hard for some people to get along with maybe queens and kings, or because they hold themselves to such a high standard. Like the nines is also a standard card. I see standards as something that's very helpful and that we need. you know. So it's kind of hard to kind of let those go and not push it on to other people.
No, I think their discernment is real. I don't think we can be without discernment, and that it is our responsibility to use judgment / discernment. But when you get held by them, that one eye game, or that's how it is, like that starts to limit what wants to grow. I think there's somewhere, like you said, there's a middle. There's a rhythm in the middle on that one. But but I have to go because I have a session at 8 o'clock. I mean 10 o'clock. So starting next Sunday after Thanksgiving, we do this at what time on Sundays? 11:30. What do you guys say?
Are we doing 11?
What's a good number? I love 11. So
11
yeah,
Eastern time.
Eastern time, 9 and 11, which is fun. And so next Thursday, happy Thanksgiving. After that, you guys say whatever, but we're going to be doing it on the Sundays, and we'll keep doing the weeks. And I really love that we're continuing to do it. And sorry I have to go, but I got to go.
No worries. Thank you. Yeah. So we'll be back. We won't be here next Thursday. We'll be here on Sunday, that Sunday, in that same week. So we'll talk about the 8 of Spades that Sunday and kind of bleed into that 9 of Spades week too, a little bit, with that energy. But yeah, what else we got?
I mean, I don't know, the Seven of Spades. We kind of walked around it, talked to it, talked around it a little bit. Trying to think what else I may have this week that what may come up. I can say one thing about the Seven of Spades. Someone was saying, look and see where it is around you, and that's one reason. Like Gina's doing classes. We talk a lot on here, but looking at where these cards are for you yourself personally is a big thing as well. Because these things are just isn't in the week. It may show up for you in the yearly, weekly. And when we say weekly, so every day of the week. 7 out of the 7 days you have a new card, okay, and we call that your weekly spread. So it'd be Monday through to Sunday. All right, so for those 7 days you have a week, and then you have other outlying cards as well, that like a moon card, transformation card, that is kind of like your weekly energy. So but on a yearly, I remember when I had the Seven of Spades, it was, I think it was in the moon. It was a transformation card, and I actually ended up moving with a Seven of Spades that year.
Wow.
So that transformation card ended up me transforming and moving away to a whole different state. When I first got there, he was driving, and it was one of the scariest experiences that I've had. Moving to a new city, like moving to a new location, and someone that can't drive, that you have to repeatedly say, pay attention, yo. Like you are not like paying attention. Like I feel like you got my life on the line, and you up here turning your head talking to me. Like,
Listen, I will get out your car. You will not have to take me with you. Let me out.
so that's how it will show up, because you're gonna find yourself repeating the things that we're telling you, or these same energies. So yeah, look around and see how it comes up, or like what habits do you see that you implement from these particular videos, or from us talking, because it is the energy that is around you, so yeah, that's kind of like my Seven of Spades recap. And I have a lot of Seven of Spades around me. They and when you talk about a business card, it is very money hungry. It's like, I call it, Aquarius call it the spiritual money. It sits Jupiter, Uranus, so it's very much so. I think,
It's the law of attraction.
yeah, that's
It
what I was gonna,
literally is.
like, people, places, and things. I can say one of my biggest blessings was from a Seven of Spades. All sevens, I don't know why there's threes. You have to hit me up, because it's like they follow us too. Like,
They do.
I have to look at how the seven definitely follows me, and has been because, like, even out of it's funny. I met the seven around cars, um, and the business is around, vehicles, cars, and and it was probably, I wouldn't say the easiest access to money, but I had to definitely work for it, and it was definitely a thing where it was all about faith. And every day we would get together. Not every day, every once in a while we'll get together. We'll have to. She'll take me to go play the lottery, and she'd be like, Rashad, we're gonna be rich one day. And she was like, we're gonna hit the lottery. Like, we're gonna, like, so every time I see her, we'll go play the lottery, and we'll go get something to eat, we'll go get something to eat, and we'll go play the lottery. And she about how rich she was gonna be all the time. Of course, a very high end type of person, designer, all of those, intricacies was her thing. So I also say, like, it says it's not supposed to focus on the material, but also within that faith is the fact that you know how to make money, and it's out of anywhere, but you put in the work, and you know how to create the money. And but
But
so
you
just
also know that you deserve it. Like, I think
right.
it's connected to you even really seeing that you are deserving of that. Because I
Mhm.
can sit here and say I'm gonna win the lottery all day long, but if I internally do not feel that, because like rich is not just that, like it's a mindset. It's a wealthy mindset, and I don't mean it in the green paper money. It's wealthy in life. It's wealthy in what you have in the moment, in that now. Is then how you then bring more of that to you. Yes, whether it shows up in multi-millions of dollars, or just in your family, in your home, in your present, in your life, in your health, in your body, and everything. It's a very powerful energy.
Yeah, I didn't want to make it seem like spooky, like, oh, you're just gonna get rich, you're gonna win the lottery. But yeah, you have to earn it, and like you said, knowing that you deserve it. You
Mm-hmm.
put in the work, you have the information, you have the knowledge, and you deserve it. The sevens are a reflection of who you are. If you're gonna think, that's why I say you can debate yourself out of a blessing, talk yourself out of a blessing, or you deserve this, and you see the opportunity that's in front of you, and you're staying present and taking advantage, because someone undeserving, like, it's like I said, like, I can ask you to go to the store, and I'm gonna pay you a certain amount of money, and you tell me no, I don't want it, it's fine, I do it for free. No, they offered it, like, they offering you a blessing, and you should take it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the difference between being generous, and being stupid.
For sure. Well, I do have to go. Um, but yeah, we'll see you guys on Sunday, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday after Thanksgiving. I will be doing another study group on November 29th. So hit me up. For people who were in last night's, they know they're coming to the next one too. But if you missed out, come join us. It was fun. We talked about the transformation card and how to connect it and the importance of it. It was a really dope class, so I'm excited. I love it. It's so much fun now.
I know it is very addictive. I can't say when I was doing classes myself, like you said, I didn't even pay attention to the time. Like, you just don't even pay attention.
Mhm.
So I have to join you as well.
Yeah, come on.
one of these days hit you up and join the class. Because I love study groups. You learn so much.
Yeah. You
It's
can really die like there you talk about the stuff that's not in the books, you know, your experiences like with the Seven of Hearts, Jack of Spades, like the certain things with those cards that you're not gonna find in the book that the Seven of Hearts will wreck your stomach. you know? And I'll be doing it in December again. So November 29th is on a Wednesday, and then I'm moving it to Mondays in December. So I'll do 2 sessions in December, December 4th from 7 to 9 Eastern Time PM. That's Monday, December 4th. And then Monday, December 18th at same time, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just reach out. And it's an opportunity to really ask the questions, dive deep. The transformation card, it was I could do a whole freaking seminar on that, honestly, and how important it is to your healing. So it's cool. It was dope. So, but I do have to go. I
All right,
always love it. I'll see you guys on the following Sunday.
all right, see you, G.
Bye, guys.
All right. Now I'm just going to touch on the transformation card. My transformation card is the Four of Clubs, so I have to give a huge shout out to Aquarius Maximus, who has been the person and my teacher, my guide, and I've learned so much from her and Nina, her mom, who is the Eight of Diamonds, who I sit Neptune to, which is a spiritual connection as well. So, speaking of the Four Clubs, shout her. I gotta give her a huge shout out. You can follow her at Aquarius Maximus on Instagram. All right, and I'll put her and Nina's information here. She also does classes, and that's who me and Gina have has learned from. So your transformation card is literally can transform you in life into your personal path, purpose, and these cards, path and purpose of these cards can come in so many different forms and ways. I can be a banker right now and still giving people a peace of mind through which is the Four of Clubs. So you can give a peace of mind in a lot of different ways, which is the Four of Clubs. You can offer people information, and help people, provide structure, and in a lot of different ways. So the cards are so dynamic, and you have to understand them to really see that people fulfill their purpose, even probably when they don't even think about it within these cards. And that's why it's so amazing, because it really brings you fulfillment and purpose. So I appreciate you all. We'll see you all next week. We'll be talking about the Eight of Spades. If you have any questions, just hit us up on IG, and all of our links and our IGs will be in the link on YouTube below, or they should be there now as well. So all right, thank you. Yeah, thank y'all for coming, because we learn from you all too. So without y'all being here and the piggyback, it definitely helps the responses. We couldn't ask for a better group of people to join us every week, to be honest. So really appreciate y'all. So make sure you do ask questions, because you do sit here and speak with us. You take your time. So make sure you do ask us questions so you can get your money's worth. Hopefully, there's this. I don't get a ticket, right? All right. I think this guy behind me trying to tell me to move. All right, I gotta go.